welcome to your personalized deep dive. You've given us a ton of AI news sources to sift through: Reddit, Twitter, Discord, you name it.
Oh, yeah.
So buckle up,
A lot to get through.
because we're going to extract the juiciest bits, the stuff that really matters in the fast-paced world of AI.
Absolutely.
Ready to feel like you've spent hours immersed in AI news without actually having to?
Let's jump in.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with a juicy leak
Okay.
that has the whole AI community buzzing.
Right.
Some internal documentation from Google DeepMind about scaling AI models has surfaced, and people are calling it their secret playbook for developing the next generation of large language models.
Yeah, it is quite a glimpse behind the curtain, isn't it? One of the most interesting things is how DeepMind is approaching the challenge of creating even more powerful and sophisticated AI.
Right.
This document dives into technical details about things like standard transformers and high-performance computing concepts.
Wow.
It even includes practice problems.
Practice problem.
Talk about AI homework.
I'm already feeling overwhelmed,
Uh-huh.
and I'm just the host. But what's really captured everyone's attention is the mention of Gemini.
Yeah,
Gemini. Sounds mysterious.
it does.
What is it?
Well, the sources are a bit vague, but it seems like Gemini is the code name for a next-level AI model that DeepMind is working on.
Oh, okay.
Think of it as potentially the successor to their current models, but even more powerful and sophisticated.
Wow.
They're being very secretive about it, but this leaked document gives us some tantalizing hints.
So it's like getting a sneak peek at the future of AI. This Gemini could be a game changer, huh?
Potentially, yes.
Yeah.
It's clear that DeepMind is pushing the boundaries of what's possible with large language models.
Okay, well, while DeepMind is being all secretive about Gemini, let's move on to something a little more tangible. Robots that move like human athletes. This new ASAP model is blowing my mind.
It's certainly a significant leap forward in humanoid robotics.
Yeah.
What's impressive is how they've combined real-world data and simulation to train these robots.
Right.
They can run, jump, and perform all sorts of complex movements with incredible agility.
Amazing.
And the best part is that the researchers have made the code and their research paper open source, which means other developers can build on their work.
That's great.
Yeah?
I can already see the headlines. Robots coming for our jobs and our Olympic medals.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Huh. Okay.
But it is exciting to imagine the possibilities.
Yeah.
This kind of technology could revolutionize everything from manufacturing and logistics to search and rescue operations.
Yeah,
Who knows, maybe we'll even see robot athletes competing alongside humans one day.
that would be a sight to see. Okay, before we get too carried away with robot athletes, let's shift gears and talk about AI judges.
Okay.
This topic caught my eye because it seems like we're entrusting AI with more and more decision-making power these days.
And that's precisely why this new research paper is so important.
Hmm.
It highlights a potential problem with AI judges.
Okay.
Bias.
Oh.
Specifically, if an AI model is trained on data it has generated itself, it can develop something called preference leakage,
Preference leakage.
which leads to potentially unfair judgments.
So basically, it's like judging your own work.
Exactly.
You're always going to think you did a great job.
Right. And that raises some serious concerns about the use of AI in sensitive areas like law, finance, or healthcare.
Wow.
We need to be very careful about how we train these models and ensure that they're truly impartial.
Well, speaking of making AI more accessible, Hugging Face just launched a massive AI app store with over 400,000 apps and counting.
Wow.
It's like the App Store, but for AI.
It's a huge development that could democratize access to AI in a big way.
Wow.
Think about it. Developers can now easily share their AI creations, and users can find and utilize AI tools for all sorts of everyday tasks.
This could be a game changer for businesses, researchers, and even casual users who want to explore the power of AI.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the sheer number of apps available is mind-blowing. There's something for everyone. From tools for code generation and natural language processing to image recognition and even music composition.
I'm already feeling overwhelmed just thinking about all the possibilities.
Let me add one more to the mix.
Oh, no.
You can now actually talk to ChatGPT on WhatsApp, sending written notes, uploading images, the whole 9 yards.
Whoa. So it's like having an AI friend right there in your messaging app.
In a sense, yes.
Yeah.
It's a sign of how AI is becoming more and more integrated into our daily lives and communication channels.
Okay, enough about apps for now.
Right.
California State University is making waves by going all in on AI education, rolling out ChatGPT Edu to almost 500,000 students and faculty.
Wow.
Is this the future of education?
It's certainly a bold move and a huge step towards making AI a core part of the educational experience.
Right.
Imagine a world where students have access to personalized AI tutors that can adapt to their learning styles and help them grasp complex concepts.
That sounds amazing. But I also wonder, what about the role of human teachers in this AI-powered future?
That's a valid concern.
Hmm.
I think the goal is not to replace teachers, but to empower them with AI tools that can enhance their teaching and make education more engaging and effective for students.
It's fascinating to think about how AI will reshape the educational landscape.
It is.
But with all this talk about AI's potential, we can't forget about the risks.
Right.
I'm seeing a lot of discussion about AI safety and the need for ethical guidelines.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
As AI becomes more powerful and ubiquitous, we need to ensure it remains beneficial and controllable.
Right.
Both OpenAI and Google DeepMind have updated their safety frameworks to address the potential risks of increasingly advanced AI.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
It's reassuring to know that the industry is taking these concerns seriously. But are these self-imposed frameworks really enough?
That's a question many people are asking. Some argue that we need more robust regulations and independent oversight to ensure that AI development doesn't spiral out of control.
It's a complex issue with no easy answers.
It is.
But it's a conversation we need to be having as AI continues to evolve at an unprecedented pace.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's shift gears again.
Okay.
I was surprised to learn that smaller research teams are often more innovative than those giant, well-funded groups.
Oh, yeah.
It seems counterintuitive, doesn't it? Why is that?
It's an interesting phenomenon.
Yeah.
It seems that smaller teams, with their agility and autonomy, are often better at coming up with fresh ideas and taking risks. They aren't as bogged down by bureaucracy or the pressure to conform to existing paradigms.
But don't larger organizations have more resources and access to data? How do smaller teams overcome those disadvantages?
That's a great question. It seems that what smaller teams may lack in resources, they often make up for in passion focus and a willingness to experiment. They can move faster, pivot more easily, and are less afraid to challenge the status quo.
So it's like a David and Goliath situation, but in the AI world. Interesting. Speaking of big challenges, how do we deal with copyright issues when AI is learning from massive amounts of data? That seems like a legal nightmare.
It absolutely is. As AI models gobble up mountains of data, text, images, music, you name it, questions of ownership and copyright become incredibly complex. We're already seeing lawsuits and heated debates about fair use, and it's likely to get even more complicated as AI technology advances.
So how do we navigate this minefield? Are there any precedents we can look to?
The music industry might actually provide some insights here. They've been grappling with copyright issues for decades, particularly in the digital age. They've developed licensing models and royalty systems to address the complexities of digital music distribution. Perhaps we can adapt those models to the world of AI.
Borrowing from the experts, so to speak. Makes sense.
Okay.
Let's talk hardware. There's always a battle raging for AI chip supremacy. Who's in the lead now?
NVIDIA has been the dominant player for a while, but they're facing some serious competition. China's Huawei has entered the arena with its new Ascend 910C chip, and there are claims that it can match or even exceed the performance of NVIDIA's H100 chip.
A challenger appears. So is this the start of a hardware shakeup? Could Huawei dethrone the reigning champion?
It's too early to tell. The AI hardware landscape is constantly evolving, while performance as crucial factors like software ecosystem and ease of development also play a huge role. We'll have to see how Huawei's chip performs in real-world applications.
Okay, keeping an eye on that one. Now let's talk about something that's really caught my attention. The rise of open source AI tools. Seems like there's a new one popping up every day.
It's a truly exciting development. There's a growing movement within the AI community to make AI more accessible and democratic. We're seeing open source large language models, coding companions, all sorts of helpful tools that are freely available to anyone.
So democratizing AI, letting everyone in on the fun. I like the sound of that. Are there any standout projects that you've noticed?
Definitely Hugging Face's OpenAI Deep Research Initiative is getting a lot of praise for its transparency and the rapid pace at which they're releasing new models. There's also a lot of excitement around new training techniques like harmonic loss, which is being touted as a faster and more interpretable alternative to traditional methods.
Interpretable. Does that mean we might actually understand how these AI models work? That's always been a bit of a black box, right?
That's the hope. Interpretability is a major challenge in AI. These models are incredibly complex, and it's often difficult to understand why they make the decisions they do. New techniques like harmonic loss could help us shed some light on those inner workings.
That would be a huge step forward, not just for understanding AI, but also for building trust in these systems.
Okay.
But I'm also seeing some red flags. The EU AI Act. It sounds a bit ominous. What's the deal with that?
It's certainly causing quite a stir in the AI community. The EU is proposing some pretty strict regulations on AI development and deployment, particularly when it comes to what they consider high-risk applications.
So are they basically trying to keep AI on a tight leash? But will that stifle innovation?
Yeah, that's the big debate right now. Supporters of the act argue that these regulations are necessary to protect against potential harms and ensure responsible AI development. Critics worry that it will create too much red tape and hinder progress. It's a complex issue with no easy answers.
It sounds like a delicate balancing act between progress and protection. Okay, on to something a little more fun. What about these AI agents everyone's talking about? It feels like they're becoming more sophisticated by the day.
AI agents are definitely having a moment. They're becoming increasingly capable of performing all sorts of tasks. We're talking coding, legal research, customer service, even creative endeavors like writing music or designing websites. It's quite remarkable.
I'm picturing an army of digital assistants ready to tackle any task I throw at them.
Uh,
Is that a realistic vision of the future?
we're not quite there yet, but AI agents are evolving rapidly. One that's particularly interesting is PZ, a vision language action model for robotics. It allows you to control robots using natural language commands. Imagine being able to tell your robot to make me a coffee, and it actually does it.
Now, that's the future I signed up for. But what about some real-world applications that are happening right now?
Well, there's Notebook LM, which has been getting a lot of attention in the legal field for its ability to help draft legal documents. It's also being used in customer service to provide quick and efficient support.
AI lawyers and AI customer service reps. Does that mean certain jobs are on the chopping block?
It's a valid concern. The impact of AI on the job market is something we need to consider carefully. While AI can automate certain tasks, it also creates new opportunities. It's about finding the right balance and adapting to this evolving landscape.
Adaptation is key. So what else is happening in the world of AI tools? Anything else catch your eye? It feels like every time I refresh my feed, there's a new AI tool or platform making headlines. How do you even keep up with it all?
It is a whirlwind of innovation, that's for sure. One trend I've noticed is a focus on efficiency and using smaller, higher quality data sets for training models.
Oh, interesting.
Unsloth AI, for example, is championing this approach, along with emphasizing HPC optimization to streamline the training process.
Makes sense. Especially when you're dealing with those massive AI models, every little bit of efficiency helps. But I've also seen some complaints about Codeium and their billing practices. What's the story there?
It seems they've run into some snags with how they handle tool invocation and context size, which has led to unexpected charges for some users.
Oh, really?
It's a good reminder that even in this age of rapid AI advancement, there are still practical challenges to address.
So it's not all sunshine and roses in AI land.
Yeah.
But the good news is we've got options. What are some of the other tools and platforms that have caught your attention?
Well, Aider users are really singing the praises of O1 Pro for its ability to turbocharge code generation. And for those looking for a reliable and versatile solution, OpenRouter seems to be a popular choice. Of course, Cursor IDE is still a contender, although it's been getting mixed reviews lately.
It sounds like the key is to find the tools that best fit your specific needs and workflow. There's no one-size-fits-all solution when it comes to AI.
Exactly. And that's where communities like Yannick Kilcher's Discord server come in. They provide a space for developers and AI enthusiasts to share their experiences, discuss the latest advancements, and help each other navigate this complex landscape.
It's like a support group for the AI obsessed.
Well, maybe. But it's also a fantastic hub for knowledge sharing and collaboration. There are also platforms like LM Studio and Perplexity AI that offer a range of AI tools and services from code generation to research assistance. And then there are all the vibrant communities popping up on Discord, like those for OpenAI Interconnects, GPU Modo, and Eleuther AI. It's incredible to see so many people coming together to push the boundaries of what's possible with AI.
It really is mind-blowing. And it's not just about the technology itself. We're seeing AI being applied to practically every field imaginable. I even heard about a new political AI agent designed to facilitate online debates and democratic discussions. An AI moderator.
Yes, it's an intriguing idea. But whether it's a recipe for disaster or a brilliant solution remains to be seen.
Only time will tell. It seems like we're living in a time of unprecedented change and innovation. It's exciting and a little bit overwhelming, to be honest.
I completely agree. And we've only scratched the surface in this deep dive. The world of AI is vast and constantly evolving.
So what's your advice for someone who wants to delve deeper into this fascinating but sometimes bewildering world?
Stay curious. Explore the areas that interest you most and don't be afraid to experiment. There are countless resources available from online courses and communities to open source projects and platforms. The most important thing is to keep learning and adapting.
Great advice. So to our listeners, we hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity and given you a taste of the incredible things happening in the world of AI. Remember, this is just the beginning. The future of AI is waiting to be explored.